And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Thursday, the 30th of March. We're getting close to the end of the week. We're getting close to the end of the first quarter. We're getting close to Easter. Paul, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you. Very good. Thanks.
All right. Why don't we start today with PREM, as it's known as, Premier African Minerals, run by the lovely George Roach. George has really bashed away at this. And well done, George, for getting it through. It's not been an easy run. But Paul, I think they made an announcement yesterday, didn't they, basically?
Yes, they sure have. Announcement came out yesterday that they have finished the assembly and construction completion on the plant for the Zulu lithium and tantalum project in western Zimbabwe. They had planned to commission the plant last month, but the weather and logistics had prevented it from getting undertaken then. Something to remind investors is that this deposit is both lithium pegmatite as a spodumene, and it also has wall rock, which contains the lithium mica lepidolite. So it is a mixed product company, but primarily the production initially will be from the spodumene itself. And also to remind investors or potential investors that they still have yet to assign the offtake from this mine, and as well as need some final mine finance in order to flesh out its production rate. So step up if you're interested in getting some lithium concentrates.
I don't think they'll have any shortage of Chinese sniffing around, Paul. So I don't think that would be my biggest concern at the moment. Obviously, you've got to do it, but it's not a concern. The stock's obviously had a great run in the last 18 months or so, since the start of 2022. Well done, George. Also, I saw a picture of him on Twitter today, looking very slim, George.
Is he?
Yeah. Anyway, all right, what else, Paul?
Oh, we also had interim results out from Ironveld, which is the company which just recently has closed the purchase of smelters down in iron smelters down in South Africa, and that is looking pretty good actually here. From what they had accomplished, they had also raised $4.5 million in a placing, sterling in a placing back in August during the interim period, and post-period end they had raised an additional $2 million in order to close the acquisition on the smelters. So now it's a question of getting the smelting capacity ramped up there during this season. And then they also say they're expecting some additional revenues in the summertime from their DMS magnetite joint venture. So it's all about trying to get the revenue growth going here.
Isn't it always?
Well, it's not an exploration stage. That's the way to put it now. It's now a trial production stage. So,
all right, fair enough. Travel in South Africa is still so bloody difficult, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, there we go. Okay. What else?
I wanted to give a mention here to a company I haven't covered before in the lithium pegmatite space. That's Lithium Ionic. It's a TSX listed, and they have essentially two fairly sizable land positions in two different pegmatite fields in the northern part of Minas Gerais state in Brazil. Latest announcement out is on their Bandeira property, where their latest drill hole is the best one yet on the big 22,000 meter program that's completed so far at Bandeira. 13 well mineralized individual pegmatites in one hole with at least one intercept as much as 24 meters thick. So that's really significant that there. And they are working toward a initial resource compliant estimate here in the second quarter of this year. Something to keep in mind for investors here is that this particular property is sandwiched between two compliant deposits held by other parties, including Sigma Lithium on its south and southeast side. So Expect this to be fairly sizable as an initial resource coming out because it was on historic occurrences. And also expect this particular part of Minas Gerais state to become as significant in the lithium market as West Australia is in the northern part of the Pilbara or the Abitibi area along the Ontario-Quebec border of Canada going forward. There is that much volume, I think, that will ultimately be defined here.
Okay, sounds good. That's pretty about it, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, that's pretty good for this point.
Yeah. Okay, we'll call it a day there and see if we can find anything really exciting tomorrow, which could happen because it's the end of the month and end of the quarter, and so people release figures at the last minute. So who knows? Speak tomorrow, Paul. Thanks.
Very good. See you then.